Hi everybody. I'm Jeff Hillman, and I come to you from my art studio in the great state of well, New Hampshire. Nothing much comes of New Hampshire, except for um, guns and cows. And actually, this place is awesome. I moved from Massachusetts 7 years ago, and I'll never look back again. It's the live free or die state. You can't really complain about that, can you? So I'm here today because I'm gonna start a video blog on my experiences with dental. Um, for the last 10 years or so, I've been dealing with some serious pain in my mouth. And over the last, I would say, 2 years, I've put some serious effort in fixing my issues, and it's become pretty expensive, to say the least. I had 7 teeth pulled at once. I thought it was going to be a traumatizing experience. I went to the Gentle Dental here, right in Nashua, New Hampshire, and I walked in. I had a consultation. They looked at me and said, "You need a little more than just 6 teeth pulled out." I was like, "All right, so I'll have 7 pulled out." So they pulled out 7 the next day. Unbeknownst to me, I guess I was supposed to feel a lot of pain for a week or so afterwards, some swelling, but I didn't feel anything. I never took anything for the pain. I took some antibiotics and inflammatory meds, but never any pain. Not even soreness. So I guess when you deal with pain so much over 10 years, you tend to have a high tolerance for pain, especially when it comes to your mouth, because it's so close to your nerve center that the pain is just unbearable. Now, a few things I'll talk about. One is I have really bad teeth, and I'm not wearing what I usually wear to cover up my teeth because I want everybody to see that I am a human being, and I don't flaunt my bad teeth. However, lately I've come to terms with I have bad teeth, and I've noticed that I've become more light. I enjoy myself a little more. I'm talking to people a little more, but you can see, and that's probably the most you'll get from me. I didn't have any of my front. I had one right there pulled out. It was all the way up here. It was a sinus problem that they had found. Most of my teeth that were pulled are in the back. But for the last 10 years or so, I've been hiding a lot of my problems with my teeth. And just recently, I started talking to a friend who had dentures put in, and I had no idea she had dentures. She's a beautiful woman, um, beautiful smile, loves life, loves everyone, is all about charity. Um, she lives in my town of Westford, and I really had no idea she had dentures. And then I started kind of digging a little deeper into the world of dentures and found out on YouTube there are a bunch of young people in their 20s and 30s that have had their dentures, and they're just telling the world about it. So I'm going to try my own thing. However, what I want to do is something called dental tourism. And I've been looking into Dr. Golpa and Vegas and all that. It's $47,000 for the zirconias, and that's pretty expensive. And I really want to do implants because I feel like they're a more permanent solution. You don't have to worry about refitting and relining and all that other good stuff. With dentures, my mother has problems with her dentures all the time. She always has to go get them relined and all that. She's in her mid-50s, and she shouldn't have to be dealing with that. So I don't want to be here 20 years from now, 25 years from now, where my mom is, worrying about my jawline, because I have a pretty big jawline right now. So I guess when you get your teeth pulled, your jaw starts to recede, and then you start looking like your papa chewing steak. That's how my grandfather used to chew steak. My brother and sister could attest to that. So I guess what I'm going to start talking about today is what I've experienced. In my life, I've always had a big problem with my teeth, self-consciously. I would never smile. I would never, I'd never do a big smile. I'd always go. So I mean, I got dimples, so it kind of helps out a little bit, and I got some jolly red cheeks and my red beard, and that helps out. But in my mind, I feel the world judging me, and it's tough. I mean, I can't go on dates because I'm worried that I'm going to be judged. Oh, this guy's a crackhead, or he never takes care of his teeth, or whatever else. I know that there's something going through their mind, because when they pull their eyes off of your eyes and are constantly looking at your teeth as you're talking, you know that they're judging you. And it's unfortunate, because I do the same thing when I see somebody with bad teeth, and it's something that we are conditioned to be observant. Oh, excuse me. We're conditioned to be observant, and unfortunately our observations are played in our minds, and we start to second guess our first impression of this person. Now, when you see me, I always come up with a smile, hands out, and ready to play and ready to rock and roll, because I enjoy talking to people and I love communicating with people. But unfortunately, when it comes to your mouth, it's one thing that people go right to, and it's usually drugs, or you're just a dirty person. And unfortunately, I did neither. The other thing is, and I touched upon it just a second ago, is dating. I don't do it. I don't. I want to. I don't want to. I don't want to be single. I want to have a family. My brother and sister had their first kids pretty young, and they're loving their life right now. Their kids are beautiful. They have beautiful families. They're extremely successful in that sense of success and abundance, and something I don't have. And if you watch this, my siblings, John and Angela, I am envious of you and all my friends that do have families. Something I really, really, really strive for, and unfortunately, with my low self-esteem, with my smile, it's pretty tough to go out and date and meet new people and all that other good stuff. Another thing too is jobs. I found it really hard to get into the career that I desired. It wasn't necessarily a desire, it was more of a financial thing. I always thought that abundance financially would make everybody's worries go away, which is not true. I've been there. I've made close to $100,000 a year at a very young age, and the job was fun. They let me go because I was making too much at a young age, but it's not what it's all cracked up to be. So now I have an awesome position as a multi-store manager with a company. It's a retail company, so I don't get paid what I feel I should be getting paid. Just like teachers don't get paid what they feel, or we all feel they should be getting paid for dealing with us and our kids and all that other good stuff. I don't have kids, but anyway. It's a confidence while you're sitting in front of that person, and you're doing that interview, and you I know in my experiences, I can talk to anyone. Like right now, I'm not talking with any notes. These are chords that I wrote down from a song that I was listening to earlier. But I love talking to people. I love conversing with people. If somebody asks me questions, I always have the answer, or I reiterate their question and I think of the answer. I'm a very good interviewer. However, right when their eyes go from your eyes to your mouth, it's like you hit a brick wall. And right then and there, you know that you just lost the job because they saw your mouth. And it's true. Case in point, I had an opportunity to work with a consolidation company in Salem, Mass. And I was on my third interview. I did 2 Skype interviews. And as you can see when I'm talking to you now, it's very serious. There's no open mouth conversation. I did have a beard at the time. I was very casual. And, we had a great time on the Skype conversation. And then we met in person. And I did one of these laughs like, and you see what just happened there? Their mouths dropped. And I looked at them, and they put on their fake smiles and were like, well, Jeff, it was very nice meeting with you, and we have a couple candidates that we're looking into as well, and you are on top of our list, but we will give you a call. Out the door I went, and I received an email saying that I was qualified. Now, I don't know why people say that you're overqualified. It was making a little less than what I was making now, or at the time at the job. But it was less hours, and I would have had a lot of responsibility, but a lot less than what I had now. So I can agree with being somewhat over qualified, but I know for a fact that they discriminated, but you can't. There's no way to prove, unfortunately, and you just go about life and hope for the best, and most of the time you just deal with your own demons, and that's what it is. It's you're judging yourself through their eyes, and it's unfortunate that we do it, but we are our worst critic, and either it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, or it's nothing at all. With me, it's a bad thing. I constantly critique myself and put myself down because of my mouth. So going back to about 2 years ago when I had the 7 teeth pulled, I was going through a lot of pain to the point where I would be sitting with customers and crying. I would just tell them I had allergies or something. Somebody came in with a dog, and I'm allergic to dogs, which I'm not. I love dogs. Cats, I can do without. But no offense to your cat people. But yeah, it was tough because my mouth was constantly bleeding and in pain, and I couldn't deal with it anymore. And my boss, he was understanding. He understood that I didn't make enough money because he saw my paychecks he signed at the end of the day. But at the same time, I didn't get any time off to go get my teeth fixed or pulled or just looked at. Called out of work one day, and I went to Gentle Dental, and they looked at my mouth, and they said, well, we can either do one of two things. You can pay $20,000, have all your teeth pulled tomorrow, and we'll give you immediate dentures. And I'm like, oh, great, yeah, let's do that. Do you want my right leg? Who has $20,000 these days laying around on your first appointment? Granted, a lot of people I know do not. However, there are a lot of people that do, and it must be nice, having that luxury to be able to go to the dentist and have whatever you need done. Congratulations to you folks. However, coming from the other 98%, which is me, middle class, I do live with my folks because times are tough. I don't make what I should be making at my age. However, I'm very happy at what I do. So I opted for option 2 of just having the problem teeth pulled, and that was experience and a half. They were pulled on my lunch break. I told my boss that I was going to lunch, and when I came back, my face was out to here because of all the cotton balls. He goes, what happened? I said, I just had 7 teeth pulled. He goes, in 20 minutes? I said, well, actually, it was 15 minutes. I had to stop and get my prescription. He goes, are you all right? Do you need to go home? I was like, I'll go home, but I don't need to. I can sit here and work. And I was at a car dealership at the time, and it's kind of weird talking to customers with puffy things, so he sent me home anyway. He goes, Jeff, I wish you told me that you needed that work done. I could have given you some time off. And I gave him that look like, you son of a bitch, I did. So with that said, I got the work done regardless of what anybody said. Sorry, I'm going to plug in some lights here. So now, after I had the work, what I had done, I did end up going to a place. I went to Aspen Dental afterwards and had a quote done for removal of all my teeth with immediate dentures, with permanent dentures. And it was along the lines of $13,000 for the dentures and all that. And the removal, and I had to get some bone grafts done because my jaw was somewhat affected negatively after a few years of having a removal of my teeth. So now I'm on the verge of giving up. I tried doing the financing thing. I have good credit, however, I don't make enough money. And the banks see that, and they're okay. They're like, hey, you know what? Stop doing these pulls because it's going to affect your credit. But when you start making more money, come back and see us. Care Credit gave me some money. However, it's not enough to do everything. It's enough to do some, and I'm going to go ahead and get some more work done. My ultimate goal is to get some dentures or implants, or kind of in the middle. They're called overdentures or mini implants. And what happens is, and maybe I'll post a picture or something, but what happens is you take out all the teeth and you put in these implants that have these little balls on them. And in the dentures, those balls, they find their locators, and you pop them in, and you literally cannot pull them out. They're almost like having implants, but they're removable and cleanable and all that other good jazz. So I've been looking into that, and I gotta tell you, that's ridiculous too. Just having 2 of them implanted with the dentures, almost $10,000 for that. So, in doing my research, I found that there are other countries in the world, most of the countries other than the U.S., where you can get, here in the U.S. is 50 grand. Hypothetical situation. India. There was a company in India that I looked at, Delhi Ho or something like that. It was a state-of-the-art facility. Doctor went to MIT in Massachusetts, just south of us. And implants, 6 implants on the top, 6 implants on the bottom, all teeth removed with brand new porcelain overdentures put in. Wouldn't have cost me any more than $6,400. So I ask you, what do you think is wrong with this freaking economy when in the U.S. we have to pay $50,000 for something you can fly over for 3 days, have it done, pay $6,400, perhaps do some sightseeing, maybe have some spicy food, maybe catch a cold or some malaria, but whatever. It's $6,400. It's ridiculous, but I'm gonna talk more. It's 18 minutes into this, so I'm gonna stop now. But we'll talk more a little bit. I'm gonna talk tomorrow about some of the Mexico places I talked to over the phone and what they had to say, and we'll go from there. So I really hope you enjoy my blog. I do have other videos online that I've posted. One of me singing about 6 years ago. Don't listen to it. It's good, but no, it sucks. Don't listen to it. Others are joking on my parents, my dog. So, feel free to look around, and, if you have any questions, you can message me or comment below. But welcome to my world and my journey, and, have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Ciao.